Nam Talu Cave, Thailand. October 13th, 2007. 9 explorers stepped into a mountain that appeared calm, silent, and safe. Among them, 6 tourists, 4 Swiss nationals, a 10-year-old boy from Germany, and a teenage girl from the UK, guided by 2 men who had mapped every twist, every narrow vein of the cave. Above, the sky was clear. The jungle air was still. The cave gleamed with crystal pools and echoing chambers, a hidden paradise whispered about on travel blogs. But paradise can be deadly. Far above, in the unseen reaches of the Khao Sok Mountains, storms were already brewing, sending torrents of water into invisible underground channels. In minutes, those silent veins would become a furious trap. That afternoon, an ordinary adventure was about to transform into one of Thailand's deadliest natural disasters, not from what they could see, but from what the mountain was quietly building beneath them. Nam Talu Cave, nestled deep in Khao Sok National Park, Thailand, is no ordinary cave. It is a network of narrow tunnels and glimmering pools, carved over millennia by rushing water. Its beauty is deceptive. To the casual eye, the cave seems serene, a hidden paradise praised on travel blogs. But beneath its calm surface, Nam Talu is part of a complex watershed, one that reacts swiftly and unpredictably to rainfall high in the surrounding mountains. On October 13th, 2007, 9 people entered this cave, believing they were in familiar, safe territory. The group included 6 tourists, 4 Swiss nationals, a 10-year-old boy from Germany, and a teenage girl from the UK, guided by 2 experienced Thai guides. They had been told of the cave's wonders, shallow streams, sparkling pools, and echoing corridors that formed natural amphitheaters for the sound of dripping water. The air was still, the sky clear, and no rain had touched the park that morning. From the entrance, conditions seemed perfect. Yet far above, in the remote upper reaches of the Khao Sok Mountains, rain had already fallen hours earlier. Water was silently making its way through hidden channels, feeding into the cave's veins. Nam Talu's design, a narrow, sinuous tunnel system, meant it had virtually no buffer. What might have been harmless shallow streams in the dry season could, under the right conditions, become a sudden and unstoppable torrent. As the group advanced deeper, the water level began to rise imperceptibly at first. The guides noted it but believed it was manageable. They were familiar with the terrain, and in their experience, the flow would recede. But nature does not always conform to human expectations. Within minutes, the cave transformed. A flash flood surged through the tunnels, water rising at a terrifying pace, filling chambers, erasing air pockets, and narrowing escape options to almost nothing. The guides shouted for everyone to climb toward higher ground. Some succeeded, clinging to small ledges or slopes. Others were swept away by the current. In the end, 8 of the 9 people inside the cave drowned. Only the teenage girl survived, clinging to a narrow ledge for more than 16 hours until rescuers reached her. Among the victims was the young German boy, whose life was cut tragically short. The disaster prompted swift action. Thai authorities sealed the cave and issued seasonal closure orders, barring visitors from June to November, the peak of the monsoon. Warning signs were installed at the entrance, and tour operators were instructed to respect the closures. For a decade, compliance was largely maintained, but not universally. Over time, some guides quietly resumed tours during rainy months, often underestimating the risks. Surface weather might appear calm, but in a cave like Nam Talu, conditions can change in moments, far faster than any weather report can predict. 17 years later, in August 2024, history nearly repeated itself. Despite the official closure, a group of 22 tourists and 2 Thai guides entered Nam Talu. The morning was clear, and though the previous night had brought rain, the skies seemed safe. The group set out in the afternoon, unaware that hidden currents were already building upstream. At around 5 p.m., while exiting, the cave suddenly flooded. Water from unseen channels surged through the narrow corridors, trapping the group. Thai rescue teams responded rapidly. They were able to extract the tourists and one guide, but the second guide, a 37-year-old man, was swept away while assisting others. Hours later, his body was recovered downstream. Investigations confirmed the cave had been officially closed at the time, and legal action was taken against the tour company for negligence. The 2007 and 2024 tragedies reveal not only the raw power of nature, but also the persistent human tendency to underestimate it. Caves like Nam Talu are natural time bombs, beautiful, alluring, yet unforgiving. They highlight a critical lesson for adventurers worldwide. Surface calm is never a guarantee of safety underground. Even experienced guides can be overwhelmed if conditions shift faster than expected. Beyond the human toll, these incidents illustrate the importance of hydrological awareness and risk management in cave tourism. Nam Talu sits within a highly sensitive drainage network. A seemingly dry day at the cave's entrance offers no indication of rainfall upstream. Flash floods can travel quickly through subterranean channels, transforming shallow pools into deadly torrents in a matter of minutes. Understanding these mechanisms is not just academic, it is life-saving. For modern explorers and casual tourists alike, the cave stands as both a warning and a teacher. Respect the closures, heed the warnings, and never assume familiarity guarantees safety. As climate change alters rainfall patterns, the window for safe exploration may shrink even further. The lessons of Nam Talu are timeless. Nature does not negotiate, it does not forgive, and it always remembers those who enter unprepared. In the end, Nam Talu is more than a site of tragedy. It is a mirror reflecting the delicate balance between human curiosity and the forces of the natural world. Each drop of water, each narrow passage, each echoing chamber reminds us that beauty and danger often coexist, and survival depends on respect, knowledge, and humility. February 13, 1965, in the quiet town of Dolaville, New York, 3 members of the Boston Grotto Club set out to explore Schroeder's Pants Cave, a small cave in the Adirondack foothills. Their team included James Mitchell, a 23-year-old chemist, Hetty Miller, a nurse, and Charles Bennett, a Harvard graduate student. Maps and local knowledge from George Lyon, co-discoverer of the cave, guided them. The cave seemed inviting. Named chambers like the Lemon Squeeze and Gun Barrel hinted at adventure, not danger. But melting snow and freezing temperatures had created raging subterranean streams. Mitchell descended a vertical shaft roughly 80 feet into a bell-shaped chamber. Clipped into his safety lines, he was immediately battered by icy torrents. Attempts to ascend or descend failed. For 45 minutes, Miller and Bennett struggled to free him. The cold was relentless, and Mitchell's strength failed. Eventually, Bennett exited to summon help. The newly formed National Capital Grotto Rescue Squad flew in from Washington, D.C. They reached the shaft to find Mitchell lifeless, suspended by his harness. Over 3 grueling days, rescuers widened tunnels, contended with collapsing rock, and ultimately sealed the cave. A memorial stone was erected. This tragedy underscores the invisible dangers of confined spaces and icy water, even in small caves. Meticulous planning, risk awareness, and respect for natural conditions are critical. Schroeder's Pants. Cave remains closed, a silent testament to ambition, miscalculation, and the unforgiving power of nature. August 1952. An international expedition descended into Pierre Saint-Martin Cave, straddling France and Spain. At the time, it was the deepest known cave in the world. Among the team was Marcel Lubin, a 33-year-old French engineer and veteran caver. The team had spent nearly a week underground, mapping shafts and exploring narrow passages. On August 27th, during ascent, Lubin was being hoisted up a vertical shaft when the steel cable snapped. He fell 130 feet, breaking his back, and lay over 200 feet below the surface. Despite immense difficulty, rescuers, including a doctor performing a blood transfusion underground, attempted to save him. After 36 hours, Lubin succumbed to his injuries. Pierre Saint-Martin highlights the perils of extreme vertical caving. Unlike flash floods or icy torrents, this tragedy stemmed from mechanical failure and the challenges of deep exploration. Every rope, anchor, and decision can be a matter of life or death. Lubin's story is a cautionary tale, a reminder that courage and preparation are essential in the face of nature's formidable challenges. February 6, 2014, 5 Finnish cave divers prepared to navigate Plurugrada, George Bugrada, one of Europe's deadliest underwater cave systems. Their goal, traverse a 420-foot submerged passage to a distant dry chamber. Each diver carried a closed-circuit rebreather, allowing extended dives but leaving no margin for error. The dive began smoothly with precise formation and navigation. Then, at 360 feet deep, diver Jari became trapped in a narrow restriction. His rebreather malfunctioned and visibility dropped to 0. Patrick, another diver, attempted a rescue but could not maneuver. Seconds counted. Patrick made the impossible choice to leave for help. A specialized Finnish team returned weeks later for a 100-hour recovery mission. They navigated narrow, freezing tunnels to recover Jari and the second diver, believed to be Kai. Both had died in the tight underwater labyrinth, highlighting the deadly combination of confined space, technical equipment, and human limits. Plurugrada underscores a vital lesson. In extreme environments, preparation, precision, and respect are survival. Even the most skilled adventurers can succumb. Friendship, trust, and courage drove the recovery. But nature sets the ultimate limits. These caves, Nam Talu, Schroeder's Pants, Pierre Saint-Martin, and Plurugrada, remind us that nature's beauty often conceals danger. Curiosity drives exploration, but knowledge, preparation, and respect save lives. If these stories captivated you, subscribe for more gripping tales of survival and courage. Share your thoughts. How would you face the unforgiving forces of nature? Remember, every expedition carries lessons, and every choice can mean the difference between life and death.